Good afternoon to all of you. I continue to pray for all of you, and do pray that you are staying safe, staying home, and staying calm as much as possible in each of those things. Now, so it's been almost 2 weeks since we've fallen under these restrictions and guidelines as far as how to combat the COVID-19 virus and um, keep it down a little bit, not get such a spike, how to squash that a little bit. So I thought this would be a good time to do a little bit of an update. A couple weeks ago, I did share that letter with all of you, and so I wrote another one that I'd like to share with you today, share this afternoon. I'm going to read it now, and it'll probably be uploaded to Facebook as well as to our website a little bit later today, as well as some other stuff. So here we go. Dear sisters and brothers, grace and peace to you in the name of the great physician and healer from Galilee, Jesus the Christ. As I mentioned in my sermon last Sunday, March 22nd, there are numerous times in the Bible where God says, "Don't fear, I am with you." None of those passages hits me as powerfully as some of Jesus's final words to his disciples, as recorded in John. The companion, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you everything and will remind you of everything I told you. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I give to you not as the world gives. Don't be troubled or afraid. These strange days can certainly cause fear and loneliness, but I know that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. That's a verse that got me through my officiating at my father's funeral. The idea that none of us is ever truly alone, that gives me peace and hope. And hope. Hope is a wonderful thing, but real hope isn't rose-colored glasses or pie in the sky thinking. It's believing in a reality that we haven't yet seen, while facing the reality in which we are. So, because of the reality in which we are, we must still worship, meet, and communicate remotely, and plan as if that will be the case for a while. Because of that, I wanted to bring you an update on what is currently happening and what we are planning for the future. This past Sunday, we did strictly online worship that was live streamed using Facebook Live. We had over 60 logins at the high point. Uh, that was the number of folks who were watching while we were online. Actually, there's probably more than just 60 because I know that there were couples and families watching all together. That does not count the number of folks who watched it afterwards. This will take place again this coming Sunday and each following Sunday until the safety restrictions have been raised. If you go to our Facebook page at 10:45 on Sunday morning, you will be able to watch it live. And you can share it on your page so that others can join in. Following the completion of the worship experience, it can still be viewed on Facebook, and it will also be uploaded to our website and to our YouTube channel, so that folks who don't have Facebook and don't want to get Facebook, which, hey, I understand. If I didn't have to have it, I'd probably get rid of it myself. But you don't have to have Facebook if you wanted to watch it on YouTube or the website. You just have to wait maybe an extra hour or two until that takes place. We are also planning as if Holy Week and Easter will have to be done in the same way, but we're working on some things to make it very interesting and engaging. For instance, for the Holy Thursday, Maundy Thursday, whichever term you prefer, for that service in Holy Week, you're going to be asked to have a whole bunch of candles ready. So we'll let you know what those details are and what you're going to need to do and what everything's going to look like. What everything's going to look like. Unfortunately, I know sunrise service is a long tradition, and it was always one of my favorite things. I enjoyed participating. I enjoyed just being there on sunrise service, and unfortunately, we won't be doing that this year. Although maybe we'll do something else instead. If you want to watch me eat breakfast, perhaps. So, small groups and Sunday school. You might ask, Pastor Brian, it's your chance to say, Pastor Brian, what about small groups and Sunday school? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. We are currently working on finalizing some details about how we're going to do that, how we're going to accomplish that. We're planning on using a couple of different video conference technologies so that we can be together while still being apart. Details will be soon showing up through email and through Facebook as to how you can participate. And we're going to take our first shot at it on Monday morning at 9 o'clock with Monday Morning Mocha. So you can look for that announcement somewhere, and you'll be given a login, a way to log in to the conference and join me for coffee on Monday morning. 9 o'clock won't be my first cup, but we'll join in, and I'll let you catch up maybe. If you're a small group leader, please let me know or either contact me or contact Bev at the office and learn how to set up one of these video conferences for yourself. For instance, although Prayer Shawl Ministry isn't going to be able to gather together in one room, you can knit and crochet your blankets at home and use the video conference to be all doing it at the same time, to see each other's faces, hear each other's voices, hear each other's laughs in particular, I'm sure. We would also like to remind everyone of our ability to use the Remind app in order to share information and to contact our small groups or a large group. And so if you haven't done that, the information is in an old bulletin perhaps, or you can go to the website, to our website, and you'll find it in the newsletter there. Or again, if you contact the office, we'll walk you through that process. So mission and outreach, what is the church doing during this time? And Pastor Brian, what are you doing during this time, right? Well, we're doing a bunch of stuff. We're doing it. Obviously, we're doing what we can. We can't do the things that we used to do 2 weeks ago. So although I can't go and visit folks, I am still contacting them, calling on the phone in particular so that it's real, it feels real for them, just to let people know that we care. To check in on folks, especially the ones who are extra alone or more at risk than some others might be, to let them know that we care, to make sure that they're being cared for and that their needs are cared for, and to let them know that we're praying for them as well, and to pray with them on the phone. The lunch place is still open. Now here's the thing about the lunch place, folks. Yeah, I know it's not truly our ministry. It's just takes place in our church, but we're one of the partner churches that makes it possible. And we have that facility that makes it possible for them. And we do support them financially as well. So here's the thing. Lunch place 2 weeks ago, Lunch Place was serving about 30 people a day. Yesterday, they served 70. That's 2 weeks difference. 30 people 2 weeks ago, 70 people yesterday. They anticipate that number will continue to go up. Susanna's Pantry is still open. Bev tells me that she hasn't seen an increase yet. She's serving approximately one family a day, sometimes two families a day. So we're taking care of like 7-8 families a week. But as she pointed out, it's only been 2 weeks. So some people were still getting paid. And we say not yet, that there hasn't been an increase yet. But if this goes longer, which it certainly looks like it will, we can anticipate that number of families going up as well in our ability to reach out to and assist them as they run into some more financial difficulties. So prayer. We are doing our Wednesday morning midweek prayer and devotional, and I know some of you have joined me, and I would love to have more folks join as well. I am praying for you as all the time, and I've heard from a number of you folks that you've been praying for me and that you've been praying for the church, and thank you. I have felt the powers of your prayers. It is something that gets us through. And I ask for that to continue. I ask for that to continue. Please, please keep praying. Financial. Thank you also for your interest in financially assisting during this time. As I said in the letter 2 weeks ago, church's expenses don't stop. They continue, although some of them have gone down because we're not using as many utilities and stuff like that. Staff is still working, still functioning, and we are still paying folks for being parts of our ministry. So we do need for you to continue to contribute your tithes and offerings as you have in the past, although perhaps in a different way. I've also been asked by a number of folks who aren't part of our congregation traditionally, but have been connecting with us like this past Sunday in worship, and they've said to me, "Hey, Pastor Brian, how can we do that? How can we help you? How can we help you financially?" And so we've got a few options for you. One option is, as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, sorry, mail your checks into the office. That's fine. Mail is still running. As long as it's still running, we're still getting mail, and we still have the office. We still will see your checks that way. Second option, if you have an online bill paying service through your bank, many of you do. I do. Add the church as one of your accounts, one of your quote unquote bills, and schedule contributions through your bank. They'll write out the check for you. That's how that works. They write out the check and send it in to us. That saves you the stamp for sure. Another option is to sign up for First Fruits. First Fruit is that the EFT, electronic funds transfer, that the church uses. Call the office and ask for an application. Ask for the form to fill out. We can email it to you or physically mail it to you if that's what you want. You fill out the form and that'll be all taken care of. Then we have another option, and this one is brand new. We're going to be putting a Donate Now button here on Facebook as well as on our website. It's already on our website. Not sure if it's yet here on Facebook, and it will also be added to our YouTube channel. So, any of those places where you're at, you can contribute. That online option, when you click the Donate Now button, it's going to take you to PayPal. We have an account set up at PayPal, and you can make a donation to the church through that. PayPal is used by millions of people, and I use it myself. Never had a problem. I don't fear for its security. I do trust them. And although they do take a fee, they take 2.2% plus 30 cents, which means that out of a donation of $10, we receive $9.48. When you think about it, that's not too bad. That's the price of a postage stamp, right? Or even less, perhaps. So it would save on mailing costs. Anyway, it's not that bad, and it's actually much less than some of the other services that we were looking at. Again, I just want to thank you for what you're doing, for sacrifices that you're making for your neighbors, by following the rules, by following the guidelines, by staying home and staying safe. I thank you for your understanding and your patience as we try to live into this new normal and as we figure out what it's going to be. I thank you for your patience as we don't know how long it's going to take until we can kind of go back to the way things were. I hope you see and feel the hope of God's grace and God's presence in the middle of our current darkness. God's peace, my brothers and sisters. Amen.